Today is McHappy Day at McDonald's locations all across Canada, as for the first time, a portion of proceeds from all menu items will help support sick kids and their families via Ronald McDonald House charities. In Saskatchewan, more than 1,700 families are supported by the charity, and joining me to talk about her experience at the Ronald McDonald House in Saskatoon is cancer survivor Layla Sambulan. Thanks so much for being here, Layla.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So off the bat, could you just talk about your experience at the Ronald McDonald House in Saskatoon, as well as maybe how you came to be there?
Yeah, so last year I was diagnosed with cancer, which is mine was specifically osteosarcoma, which is the cancer of the bone. The same cancer as Terry Fox. I always like to explain it like that. But yeah, I was 17 at the time, and it was obviously a shock for me and my whole family because I was very healthy and very young. So everyone was kind of shocked to learn about it. But yeah, we ended up going to Saskatoon at the Ronald McDonald House because I live about 3 hours away from Saskatoon. So we didn't want to keep going back and forth. And the Ronald McDonald House took us in. And honestly, my experience there was just amazing. The environment there was really beautiful. That house itself was really beautiful. And it was also crazy to think they took us in. Like last year was the COVID-19 pandemic, and back then it was pretty new, and everyone else was still in panic, basically. But they took us in still, and we were so grateful. And it became very special to me. The people there became basically family. And I always remember being very sick from treatments, and I looked forward to going home to the house rather than being in the hospital for weeks. I always look forward to that environment there. And every time I had good news from the doctors, I even was excited to tell the staff about it, and they cheered me on every step of the way. And I was very lucky to have them. Even now when we're back in Saskatoon, I always want to go see them, go visit them, because that's how um close we all became. And the house itself, there's always activities. Even I remember at Christmas time, they would even sponsor you, or you get gifts on Christmas time. And obviously for me, I was a little older, but I saw how big of a difference it made for smaller kids, especially getting their toys, and you get to choose whatever you want. And it was really awesome. And also another thing that I always remembered is their dinner program. They have amazing cooks that cook every other day. And obviously, after eating hospital food, or it wasn't very good, and you look forward to those. And they even had awesome desserts. And just such a good place to be in, especially in the situation I am and other kids are. It's just overall such a good environment to be in. And I can't even explain it other way or another word except amazing. So yeah.
And as you said, prior to getting help from the charity, you and your family had to drive 3 hours each way, there and back, just to get to your medical appointments. Could you just maybe talk a little bit about what that was like?
Yeah, before the Ronald McDonald House, yeah, we would even have to book hotels. And you could imagine how um a struggle that was financially, because every night would be like a lot of money. But the moment the Ronald McDonald House took us in, it was such a big weight off our shoulders for sure.
And with all that, with everything that you've been through over the last couple of years, I just wanted to ask what McHappy Day means to you on a personal level.
For sure, McHappy Day is something that's so special to me. I know a lot of other families as well, because the difference the house makes is just crazy. Like for me, I think even though I'm done my treatments, I'll forever remember the Ronald McDonald House. And I've talked to families that stayed there for like maybe a year, or even 10 days or a week or a few days. They all say the same thing. It's such a special place for them. No matter how long they've stayed, it's still a place they'll remember. So I just want people that do donate and that do want to donate to know that it makes such a big difference. And it really, their donations make it a special place for kids like me and other kids as well.
Thanks so much for your time today, Layla.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.